Good evening, friends. This is Angela, Wildvioletsart. Thank you for joining me again for Fri-Yay Kit-Together. So I'm always excited about Friday because that means the weekend's here and might as well celebrate with a little bit of creating. I have again one of Stampin' Up's exclusive, all-inclusive kits. Makes beginning stamping super easy, or even if you're a more experienced stamper and you're just needing to get something quickly done, this is a great way to get your cards out. For those of you like me that believe in snail mail and sending out paper hugs, I love the kits. I think they're a great idea, and I'm so glad that Stampin' Up has done that. I do like to get crazy, so and do really hard artistic type of cards, but there's always room for those that are simple and sweet and also very beautiful. So they've done a great job making the kits even better as time goes by. So tonight we're going to do a Christmas card kit called Cozy and Bright. But before that, I'm going to show you we have a new product that is out, and I'm going to be having a class on that. It'll be at the end of the month, and it's a subscription card club where you would get a kit to make 8 cards. There's 4 designs, and you will have enough to make 2 of each. So that means you get to keep one and send one out. So it's always nice to have 2 cards whenever you're making up something. Okay. So let me just change over, and so it's called the Fitting Florets collection, and in that collection is this beautiful bundle, framed florets, and then there's also framed and festive stamp set. That is what I'm going to be using along with the fitted florets 12 by 12 designer series paper, and also these beautiful swirl gold adhesive back swirls. So there's information on my blog about this as well. And then Tuesday of this week, I had a get together with my upline, and we did a swap. And here's just some of the cards that we had. This is the one that I made. So you can see that it's using the bundle and the cardstock and the gold swirls. So it's really, really a beautiful card. Just fussy cutting out the flowers, not doing too much stamping except for the verse. And then here's a Christmas card, very pretty, using the frame. I love the frames. Here's another one. I think this was the popular paper for the evening. And then here's another one, a fun birthday or a special occasion. So really great cards. All right, so let me get rid of my keyboard. This is a kit, again, that I've never done, so you're going to watch me do boo-boos. Hopefully I'll be a little more organized about it tonight. And but as you know, I'm human, or maybe you don't know. But being human means that you're going to make mistakes. So we'll try to go through this a little bit more carefully. Okay. Great box. It can be a gift-giving box. We have the Poppy Parades Stampin' Spot. We've got our little sentiments. So the sentiments for this, let me see if I can get something that will help you see the sentiments. Okay, so we've got Celebrate the Season. All is cozy and bright. May this holiday warm your heart. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Orange, you glad it's Christmas. Happy Christmas and joyous New Year. So those are great sentiments. Okay, so this kit, these are the cards that we're going to be making, and they're all the same. But we can change it up a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. Beautiful envelopes to go with it. Okay. Sorry about the garden noise. Gardeners are a little later than they usually are tonight, so I apologize for the background noise. Okay, so let's get the instructions out. All right, so this kit makes 12 cards. And like I said, they all have the same design, but you can easily change it up so that it's not necessarily all exactly the same. And so I'll show you how to do that here briefly. So let's take the kit apart and we'll take a look at the different things that are included in the kit. So we have the block that comes with every kit, and we've got the oranges and the spices. We've got some, looks like we've got some twine. We've got beautiful envelopes, so you can just take a look. So they're all the same, very holiday. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, we had a tradition of making spiced apple cider. We didn't have wassail necessarily, but we didn't call it that anyway. We just had spiced cider, and so we'd put in the apple juice or the apple cider. We'd put in the cinnamon sticks. We'd put in the cloves. We'd put in the oranges, and we just let it simmer, and it just added so much ambiance to our home. Really good memories. Okay, so these are all for the sentiments. And then here we've got the cards. And as you can see, there is gold foil. So it's just beautiful. So it doesn't take much. And we're going to make some of the cards this way. We're going to make some of the cards this way. And we'll just change a few things around. But we'll do it the way at first, the way they show it. Okay, so along with the cards, we've got our Stampin' Dimensionals. Not seeing any glue dots this time. So it looks like everything is 3D. And here's the instructions. All right. I'm going to go get my D block. I forgot to do that. So I just cut one side because I like to have the Stampin' Spot so that the lid doesn't get misplaced. And I'm going to get a regular block. That way when I'm cleaning, I'm not getting my fingers dirty because I tend to do that. So, inky fingers. Okay. All right, so you can see that Stampin' Up's block D is a lot thicker, and it's also a lot more comfortable because it's got these smooth edges that your fingers can hold on to really nicely. So you can see the difference. There's quite a bit of difference. But when you're just starting out, these are amazing. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is may this holiday warm your heart. So we're going to get that sentiment. And like I've told you before, I like to line up my sentiment, and then I like to line up my block so that when I'm stamping within the little, you can see the little cutouts. There you go. That way I can try to get it straight. Now it helps that it's photopolymer, which means it's transparent. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Let me wash it off. I need to rub the stamp so that the ink will stick to it nicely, because it tends to have some sort of finish on it that causes the ink to kind of bubble up and not stay together. Okay, so, and they have more than 12 here, so that if you make a mistake, you've got a couple of extra, which is always nice. So we're just going to use this sentiment once because there's so many that we can choose from. Okay. So what we need is these are stickers. Oh, interesting. Okay. So these are stickers, the smaller ones. And so we need one of the smaller oranges. Stick it right here. And then we need one of the larger oranges. And we're going to add 3 dimensionals to the back. I'm just kind of going through the instructions so you can see. Taking one of the stickers and then one of the larger oranges to place it here, and then we'll do the larger cinnamon stick with the other spices. So, and those will have dimensionals on the back of them as well. Okay. So I want this one to stick out as well. And then this needs to have a couple of dimensionals on the back. And now before I put it down, I need to take some of the string. They want me to cut 12 inches. And tie a bow around. So what I'm going to do, rather than try to do it first, is I'm going to add my spices, and then I'm going to, looks like I need to move my orange over just a bit. That way there's room for my spices. And then I'll tie it in a bow afterwards. It helps if it has something to stick to it. I know that everybody has different ways of tying bows, and I think it has to do with when you learned, when you're a kid, to tie your shoes. And you don't think about it until somebody asks you how you did that. So actually, let me just move this just a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to add our sentiment. And the sentiment looks like it has a couple of dimensionals just on one end, which is interesting. It makes only 2 of them so that this part doesn't stick up unnecessarily. So that's why there was only 2. Okay, so that's the first card. So it doesn't need embellishments because, like I said, it's got the gold foil, little splatters of gold. So this is a beautiful card, and I think one that anyone would be happy to get. So you can see how nicely they tie together. So now we're going to make it landscape, and we'll do something a little different. Okay, so again, we'll get one of our cards. And we don't have to do it exactly like the other one. We can change it out a little bit. So I'm going to put the smaller orange there and put one of the little spices. And then I'll add the larger orange below. And then I can add that works out for me. Before I do that, I need 12 inches of twine. So I'm going to measure it out. Not sure if you can see this, but at the bottom of my grid paper is a ruler. So it comes in super handy when I'm trying to cut my twine. Okay, so my fingers are a little cold tonight. We're having a little bit of a cold snap here in California, which is amazing. I love it. I'm always happy when there's a little bit of cool weather. Okay, and then now we're going to pick out a sentiment. So let me change this sentiment out. And let's see. Happy Christmas and a joyous new year, or all is cozy and bright. I think we'll do that one. And again, I'm just going to line up my block. I'm going to use my fingers to get whatever the residue that's on there off. And ink up my sentiment. And I think I'll just put the little sentiment over there. So I'm going to just add 2 of them again, the dimensionals. Make sure it's level. All right, 2 cards. So which one do you like better? This one or this one? And you can see they're 3D, so they pop up. And if you want to add more embellishments, you can. But I think this makes a really beautiful Christmas card. So I don't know if there's like another layout per se. I'd have to think about it. But hopefully you can see that this is a super easy card kit. You can just get those Christmas cards out in no time flat, and they're handmade. There's also room for a sentiment on the inside if you want to put one in. But really simple, yet beautiful cards that you can send to your family and friends. So if you want to purchase this kit, it's only $23. I've given you a link so you can click on that. If you decide that there's more than just the kit that you'd like to purchase, then I will be sending you a card kit. If you can get your purchase up to $35, then I'll send you a free card kit that we're going to be having here the 19th and the 20th. Sorry, I shouldn't say here. They're either in person or via Zoom. So if you want this to go, you can join my Zoom and I'll send you a link so you can watch it as well and be part of the class, or you'll get a PDF tutorial as well. So all you need to do is follow that tutorial and you'll have the same beautiful cards that we're making here. So it's not these ones, but I'll send you a link to the PDF, and I'll also be sending you that kit at no charge. So thank you so much for watching me today and joining me. And if you're watching this later, I appreciate you clicking like and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.